I got a golden ticket.
I've got a golden twinkle in my eye.
What a lazy piece of work that guy was.
Well, that guy, the nerve of that guy.
Grandpa Joe, you suck.
Grandpa Joe, you've just been smoking in the house and not working, and Mom has been going alone at this. You suck, Grandpa Joe. I hate you.
And somehow you'll land a golden ticket.
And guess what, Grandpa Joe? This ticket was fake, not even real. I just wanted to see if you were faking it.
Yeah.
Boy, howdy, did you prove me right.
It's people like you, Grandpa Joe, that
people like you, Grandpa Joe,
make me lose faith in humanity.
Exactly. Welcome back, everyone, to this episode of the Moderately Interesting Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron.
And I'm Mitch.
Mitch. Sometimes I can be the hero the city needs, but not the one it deserves. Mitch, on this episode, we're going to be talking about Bad Batch.
Bad Batch. All right.
We got, once again, surprising no one, Mitch, we got some more Spider-Man rumors.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I got some questions to answer.
Oh, yeah.
From yours truly, me.
So we got all that and more on this episode of the Moderately Interesting Podcast. Play the theme song.
And we're live.
Oh, not again.
From...
Not New York. Too expensive.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
A lot going on everywhere, really.
Yeah.
All right.
We're live from the internet.
We're live in your brain right now.
The internets.
We're in your brain.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, let's start with the question that I had last week.
Yes.
I don't remember how I worded it, but it had to do with the Green Power Ranger.
Yes.
And what makes him elite?
So good? Well,
is he better? Is he considered better than the other Rangers because he shows up at times when they're in need?
There is a lot of debate within the Ranger community about the Green Ranger. What makes him so good? What makes him so powerful? And really, the show does not do a good job of explaining why. Just that it is.
Okay. He's just special.
Yeah. So what we know from the show is that the Green Ranger was Rita's power that she had. So Zordon had the other 5 power coins, and the ones that we know, the red, blue, pink, yellow, black.
Okay.
And Rita, the evil witch, the main bad guy in season 1 of Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Was she also the one in the movie that they did?
She is also one in the 2017, 16 Power Rangers movie.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her. And the movie takes some liberties. Some of them I'm a fan of, some of them I'm not a fan of. But one of the things they did was they definitely explicitly told us that Zordon was a Ranger.
Uh-huh.
And Rita was a Ranger. And that's why Rita is green looking in that film, is because she still has her Green Ranger power.
Okay.
So I guess it kind of depends on which canon you want to go on right now for Power Rangers. We're not going to get too crazy into Power Ranger canon because we could be talking all day about that.
We got over 9,000 episodes.
We can definitely talk about it at some point. I also definitely want to talk about at some point Power Rangers Hexagon, which was a proposed show about Power Rangers that they were going to make. They had everything going, and then they canceled it.
Interesting.
Yeah, but for the Green Ranger, what we do know is one, his Zord. There are definitely tier rankings of the Zords.
Uh-huh.
And up until that point, T-Rex was obviously, Tyrannosaurus was the most powerful single individual Zord, excuse me. And then it would combine into the Megazord, obviously, but the Dragon Zord, the one that the Green Ranger uses, is like on a whole different scale because it could take on the Megazord by itself. So that probably, in my estimation, has to deal with some part of the power that he has.
Okay.
We also know that he has the flute that he has, and the flute is super awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And that allows him to have different types of powers, including his gold shield. There is an episode, I think it's a 5th episode of Green No Evil, which is the final part of the the evil Green Ranger arc, where Jason is like trying to shoot him with his laser,
Mm-hmm.
and like he's got his like flute playing, and then like it activates his shield, and then like it bounces the like laser bolts back at Jason.
Right.
It's pretty cool. So like yeah, the shield is also something that makes him powerful. Even though it's not exactly explained or explored very much. But there are different times where Tommy gives up his shield and gives it to like Jason.
Mm-hmm.
And that made like Jason more powerful. And then when Tommy loses the green powers, Rita decides to take the powers back. I guess that's something that she could have done this whole time, is just take the powers back.
Right.
And so like there's like this whole thing where they're trying to stop her from taking the powers back, but they fail, and they're like, what are we gonna do? And Zordon's like, nothing, like they're her powers, she's gonna get them back unless Tommy gives them away. And they're like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, if Tommy gives them away, she doesn't get them. And so Tommy gives his powers to Jason.
Mm-hmm.
And so like for a while Jason could summon the Dragon Zord, and he could get the shield on, and it looked really cool. It'd be like the Red Ranger with the gold shield.
Right.
And then there's that one point where Jason gives the shield to Zach, the Black Ranger. So like the shield is also part of the powers that he has. So when it comes to just like power wise, the Green Ranger is punching above his weight a bit when it comes to the powers.
Mm-hmm.
Just like raw power, I would say. In the comic books, it seems to imply that your connection to the morphing grid is what determines like how powerful your Ranger costume is.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if we like kind of retroactively add that continuity or retcon it, if that's part of the reason is like Rita has like an evil, more sinister, direct way to tap into the morphing grid.
Mm-hmm.
But part of the other reason too is just Tommy Oliver. Tommy Oliver is probably the like most suited Ranger ever, with the exception of maybe Jason.
Okay.
The Red Ranger, because like, and that's a whole thing in the fandom of like who's the better Ranger. Mm-hmm. And like obviously Tommy has a lot of supporters, because he's been around the longest, he's in the most episodes, he does like the most, and he has beaten the most Rangers.
Right.
But then it's like, so basically he's like the Tom Brady of like like Power Rangers, right? Where it's like he's got all the championships, he's done this. And like I don't want to call Jason Eli Manning because I think that's a little disgraceful for Jason.
Mm-hmm.
But like he's the only one who's beaten Tommy.
Right. So who's the GOAT?
Yeah, nobody else has beaten Tommy, but Jason has.
Right.
And that metaphor doesn't hold up too well anymore because obviously Nick Foles has beaten Tom Brady now.
So Nick Foles is
Jason.
So
Jason
now it's between Nick Foles and Eli Manning.
Sure. But yeah, there's like a lot of debate of like who's the better Ranger, Jason or Tommy. Mm-hmm. I think you can go either way on that. It's hard. I kind of flip flop. I have a personal preference for Jason because as a kid, Jason was my favorite. But yeah, I mean, you got Tommy, who's the Green Ranger, then he becomes the White Ranger, then he becomes a Red Ranger, and then he becomes another Red Ranger, and then eventually he becomes a Black Ranger. Mm-hmm. Like, so it's really easy to say Tommy because Tommy is pretty cool.
Yeah. Tommy.
And then recently, Tommy, I think we talked about this. Tommy's got a legacy morpher.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, okay. Maybe I was talking about that with somebody else then.
I'm not very knowledgeable in Power Rangers. That was my childhood.
It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing that I have knowledge about. Tommy has a legacy morpher now, as seen in like one of the more recent seasons. Mm-hmm. And the legacy morpher, it's like a regular morpher from like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Right.
But it lets him morph into any of his other Ranger forms.
Okay.
So he's like Zeo Ranger Red, and like he turns into like the Red Zeo Ranger, and then like he was like fighting the guy, and he's like, oh, he's too powerful, White Ranger power, and then he turned into the White Ranger, and then he's like fighting with the White Ranger, and he's like, I'm going maximum, and then he was like Green Ranger power, Dragon Sword, and then he turned into the Green Ranger. It was pretty cool. Not to take this conversation too long now, but there is the Power Ranger comic is freaking fantastic. It has no right to be as good as it is, but it is amazing.
Probably goes more into the depth with the story than the TV show does.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's definitely meant for people like you and me who were fans of the original Power Rangers, or just fans of Power Rangers in general, and kind of being like, hey, look, we can like make this more adult, for more adults, more like I say mature, but it's not like it's like graphic or like overtly violent, but it's just like a lot more like the theme, like the story is more complex because they're not trying to do a story for a 5-year-old in 22 minutes.
One thing I've noticed that a lot of industries do, or a lot of franchises do, is they try and grow with their audience.
Right. And Power
that's
Rangers,
probably what they're trying to do.
Yeah, Power Rangers didn't really do that until recently.
Until now.
So like the comic is amazing, but there's also like a sub comic kind of a thing that they do, and it's basically Power Rangers version of Old Man Logan. Which is like, it's like, I think it's like Old Man Tommy, or it's like Old Tommy or something like that. And it's like Tommy in his older years now, and his son gets kidnapped, and so he basically like goes like Taken. He like gets his legacy.
Will find you.
Yeah, he goes
punch the sparks out of you.
He goes legacy morph. He grabs his legacy morpher, and he's like, I'm bringing him home. And like the like current Power Rangers like, Tommy, you can't do it. Like, you've been out of the game too long. And he's like, you can't stop me. It's pretty cool. Like that's a fun read if anybody ever gets the chance to just have a fun read with Power Rangers.
Right. The Old Man Logan Power Ranger.
Yeah, I think it's something like Old Tommy, something like that.
Yeah.
Give it a read.
I had the green Power Ranger action figure, the one where you flip the head.
That's cool. Yeah.
I had the green and the red, and
I had a lot of those ones.
Yep.
I also had like toys from Kmart where you could put all the Rangers toys together, or all the Rangers like weapons together, and you could make the Mega Blaster.
Yeah.
And then I had the White Ranger sword. I had that. That was pretty cool. And then like there was one time I went to my cousin's house, and it wasn't even my cousin. My cousin's neighbor had the toy of the dragon flute.
Wow.
And I was like, I really want this. Like, I really, really want this. I could beat this kid up and take it. And then I was like, no, I can't do that. I'd be a villain if I did that. Tommy wouldn't let me do that. Like, I can't do it.
Tommy wouldn't approve. The flute chose him, not me.
Yeah, and I just have to get on with my life. Like, I don't know why it chose him over me, but it did. It's okay. Well, I've got Saba at home, and technically the White Ranger is more powerful than the Green Ranger, but nobody actually believes that.
Well, that answers my question.
Yeah. We'll get into the power scaling of Power Rangers later on.
Yeah, I want to learn more about them.
Because the power scaling is funny because it like they try to make it make sense and then they just give up. So they give up pretty quickly. So we'll talk about that maybe next time.
All right, I have another question for you.
Okay, let's do it.
Since we're kind of in the Star Wars realm of things.
Yeah.
What do you think happened to Mace Windu?
What do I think happened to Mace Windu?
Is he dead or is he alive?
Okay, let's do this. Mace is dead, baby. Mace is dead.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. 100% dead.
Okay.
Okay, and it all, for me, it comes down to that is the irredeemable thing that Anakin does that makes him Darth Vader. So if you take that away from him, and like Anakin found out that Mace Windu isn't dead, Anakin should have just been like, well, then wait a minute, this is all BS. I don't need to do this then. Because like he is like, what have I done? Like he realizes like I made a bad choice,
right?
And I have to stick with this now because I can't go back. So like for me, if Mace Windu is alive, then it just undermines a lot of Star Wars.
Right.
Sorry,
that makes sense.
I know a lot of people want Mace Windu to be alive, but I'm like, no, he's dead. He's dead. And I know Samuel L. Jackson doesn't want him to be dead. Sorry, Sam. He's dead. Like,
I'm one of those people that wanted him to be alive, but having you paint it out that way makes sense. Like that's a big moment for Anakin's development into Darth Vader.
Right.
And he could be alive, but it would have to be if he was alive. See, in this way, I feel like he wouldn't be able to reveal himself.
That's the other thing too. If he is alive, I mean, granted, I don't consider myself to be a creative writing genius like, you know, a lot of people are out there. But I see no way in which you bring Mace Windu back and it makes sense.
Right.
Like, unless you brought him back just to kill him instantly. Like, it really doesn't make sense for a lot of Star Wars. Even if you're like, no, Mace Windu's alive and he, like, went to the dark side. It's like, okay, that still doesn't make sense. Like,
right.
Yeah. That's
what would be an interesting story or plot or side story or whatever would be if one of the Emperor's first instructions for the newly Darth Vader was to go and collect Mace Windu so that they could use his DNA.
Something like that would be cool. I think it would be cool if we got like a comic where the Grand Inquisitor takes Mace's lightsaber, makes it bleed, and that's his like Inquisitor lightsaber. I think something like that would be pretty cool.
I think we all just need closure.
Yeah, I don't mind getting some closure or something like that, but like I don't personally don't want Mace Windu to be alive.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an interesting story. I don't think it helps the story. I think it hurts and hinders it. So, yeah.
All right. There we have it.
There you go.
I've always wondered what you thought about that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've always wanted him to be alive. And to your point, I can't think of a way that it would be interesting or make sense or just be fan service.
Yeah, or be
not be fan service.
Yeah, not be fan service and like doesn't take away from like the moments that we've already established. Yeah. What do you guys think? Where do you land on that? Should Mace Windu be alive? Do you disagree with me? Let me know. I would be happy to debate you.
Yeah, do it. Debate him.
I would be happy to do that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Star Wars, though, let's talk about our some good news about Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's one that everybody's heard by now, but Dave Filoni has gotten a promotion.
Your dog's cheering in the background.
My dog is even happy about this.
Wow.
From all of us here at the Moderately Interesting Podcast, congratulations, Dave Filoni.
David, congrats.
Well earned, my friend. Well earned.
Yeah. So what does that entail? Is he like the Kevin Feige of Star Wars right now?
I don't think he's quite that high, but his official title now is Executive Creative Director.
That's a big title.
Yeah. So I think, a lot of stuff when it comes to the shows, possibly the movies even, I think a lot of the stuff has to go through him at some point.
Okay.
But they really don't, as far as I know from what I've read, they really didn't say what this job entails.
Yeah. So you're kind of worried that he might not be as involved in the shows as he is now?
Yeah, because I think he is going to have to be balancing a lot of different stuff now, and he won't be able to just focus on making a show. And it makes me wonder if this is already happening with Bad Batch. Because I've noticed so far that he is not actually directing them,
Right.
like he was with Clone Wars. But he's definitely involved in it, and he's definitely
His name's on it every
yeah.
time.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's like, so I'm sure he is doing a lot with it. But it kind of makes me wonder if we're kind of already seeing this kind of take place already.
Right. Congrats, Dave.
Congrats, Dave. It was definitely well deserved, and about time that they've done this.
Make sure the quality in the bar is set
Exactly.
high. Yeah.
Exactly. I hope they bring him in on future movies, because we know that there are future movies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping he can. I'm sure he already did, but I'm hoping he gets his hands on that Obi-Wan script and can start doing some edits on that. If have it be better.
Right.
But yeah, not shocking. I think the only thing that's a little surprising to me is no mention of Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
And I wonder if just because Jon Favreau wants to be a little more freelance,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't want to be tied down to Lucasfilm like that.
Right.
Because he's definitely done other stuff outside of Star Wars, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni work together great, and want to see Jon Favreau stay as long as he can and wants to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Well, while we're on Star Wars, do you want to...
Let's go right into about Bad Batch, right?
Yeah, might as well.
Execute Order 66.
All right. So yeah, this week's episode was called Cornered.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot that happened.
Yeah.
But we did see one familiar face.
Yeah, we sure did. So spoiler alert for Bad Batch 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we got to see Fennec again, who we were first introduced to in season 1 of The Mandalorian.
Yep.
Got to see her again in a much more prominent role in season 2 of Mandalorian, and it seems like she will be a main character in the Book of Boba Fett.
Yep. I do have a question about this, but we'll talk about the episode first, and then I'll ask you the question.
Yeah, I don't really think there's a whole lot we need to talk about on this episode. I think really it just established that there is a bounty on Omega. And Fennec is the one collecting, if not one of many, who is trying to collect on that bounty.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I think that's all we need to talk about when it comes to the plot.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot else really happened. If it turns out that this episode, like, we need to talk about more about this episode in the future, we will definitely address this.
Yeah, it was kind of just a filler to bring in a threat, is what I got from it.
I mean, I guess that technically is a filler, but I think it's just kind of laying down the foundation a little more of this big reveal that we're gonna get. Obviously, I think we're gonna find out it was the Kaminoans who put the bounty out on Omega.
Right.
And yeah, I think again, I think they're trying to slowly set up. I think it's going to be a slow burn. I think they're setting up that Omega is the first Force sensitive clone, and it's going to be like a big reveal, but we're going to be like, yeah, we already knew that.
Right.
Yeah, that's anything you want to add to this, Mitch?
So I just have a question. Boba Fett.
Yes.
How old is he in this general time period?
Well, we've seen him in the Clone Wars, and he's still, at least in the Clone Wars, he's still Kid Boba Fett. Let's take a look. Let me get a Boba Fett age real quick.
So I asked this because I wonder if, well, the Kaminoans, however you say it, obviously are the ones searching for Omega. I wonder if we're going to get more Boba in this series as well.
Very possible. Boba Fett was born in 32 BBY, 32 years before the Battle of Yavin. Episode 3 is 19 BBY, 19 years before the Battle of Yavin.
Okay.
So that would make him 13.
Okay.
So he's 13, 14-ish.
Okay.
So yeah, he's still pretty young. We could get him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think at this point, yeah, I would be surprised if we don't see Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Especially because they can definitely do some like cross marketing for the Book of Boba Fett.
Right. And I'm interested now that they've introduced Fennec into the series, into Bad Batch, if they'll kind of show how maybe Boba Fett and Fennec met.
Right. That's
Mandalorian.
Yeah, maybe they were both after Omega and that's how they met. Like
right. And maybe the people in Camino are after Boba Fett as well. So we might see. I don't know.
Yeah, they could. I mean, I guess because that could make sense because he is an unaltered clone of Boba Fett, so or of Jango Fett. So like maybe they're like, we need your DNA so we can make more clones.
Yeah,
like that could be because they've definitely said we're running out of DNA on Jango Fett. So I don't know if it would work like that. I would assume why not? It's unaltered. It is literally just a mini Jango Fett. Yeah,
copy of Jango Fett. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Should we throw that out as an official prediction? Boba Fett coming to Bad Batch.
Yep.
Okay, it's official. You heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here first. Yeah, it was a good entertaining episode. Not a whole lot of.
It was a short one too. It was only like 22 minutes.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it. Hopefully, I'm hoping it picks up though. It's been a little slow.
It has
a little bit of a downward trajectory. First episode started really strong. Second episode was pretty good. This episode's just okay. Like, so hopefully we pick it up again.
Yeah.
But
have you heard an episode count yet? I haven't.
I have not. We can do a quick search and see if they have one online. That I just haven't.
I'm still hoping that it's in the 10 to 12 range.
I think that would be good.
Because I think it's. But with the way the episodes have been going, I wouldn't be surprised if it's more like 20.
Yeah, it's definitely a slow burn at this point, and I'm wondering if it is going to be.
This is how I felt in watching Clone Wars.
Yeah, but like early season Clone Wars.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you get towards the end, it's a lot more entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm guessing we're gonna get that. I don't see anything right now for a episode count. So I think they're holding that close to the vest at this point.
Cool.
If anybody wants to be an insider and leak to us how many. Oh wait, hold on. Just kidding.
Inside news.
Breaking news.
Breaking inside.
Breaking news. We could put a song right there. According to top secret sources that we just uncovered, Wikipedia.
Thank you, Wikipedia.
Second episode was released May 7th, 2021, with subsequent episodes releasing weekly for a total of 16 episodes.
Okay. That's a little too much.
A little too much.
No.
I want to say that's 3 too many. I think 13 would have been a good number.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
we've seen it in plenty of shows now, successful shows. A lot of them only have 8 to 10.
8 to 10, 12,
yeah.
But to be fair, I think 16. If we start getting good episodes, then I think we're gonna be happy with 16.
Yeah.
I think it's better than 20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think 20 episode would have been excessive.
Right. Yeah. Most sitcoms that are on major television networks, they'll get in the 20 to 24 range, and sometimes it's just too much.
Yeah. So
unless it's a comedy.
So that means the expected release for the season finale is August 13th.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a
little run with Loki.
So at some point we'll have a Loki Bad Batch going on at the same time on the Moderately Interesting podcast.
Right.
So that'll be cool.
Yeah. Speaking of Loki, let's move on.
I am Loki of Asgard, and I am burdened with glorious purpose.
So yeah, Loki, we have been seeing a lot of stuff, advertisements,
promotional material.
Thank you. You clearly know more than I do.
The words just came to my head.
I don't have the words. They're just not there.
They're usually not there for me.
Yeah.
They were there that time.
Have you been checking it out, Mitch?
Yeah, I've watched. I think I've watched pretty much all of the stuff that's come out.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Looks really good. I think it reminds me a lot of what we got for WandaVision,
Yeah.
because I was kind of like, confused, not really knowing. You don't really know a lot of what's going to happen. It's bringing in a lot of new stuff. I think with Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
Mm-hmm.
kind of knew where that was going to go to a degree. You have the same characters that we've seen in other movies. This one we got Loki, and then you've got this new like time agency of some kind,
Yes.
and I'm really excited to see what they're about. That seems really interesting to me.
Yeah, that's gonna be really cool.
And I like Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson, I think that's gonna be a fun add on to the MCU.
Mhm.
I think it'd be really fun to see him kind of if we end up getting that X Factor spin-off show that like we wanted, like people were talking about. I think Owen Wilson would be a fun addition to that show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks really good. Really excited for it.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of rumors about it too. So
I was telling you before we started recording, I started listening to the audiobook of Norse mythology by Neil Gaiman, and it's actually helped me understand Loki a lot better, because I did not really like Loki. I liked his character and his chemistry with Thor and everything, but I didn't like his character in a way that I just didn't understand him.
Right.
I'm like, what are your powers? Because sometimes it's like you can shapeshift. Sometimes you can like create multiple versions of yourself. And sometimes you like, I don't know what his powers are, but as I've learned more about him, as in more mythology terms, not necessarily Marvel,
Right.
he's a trickster.
Yes, he's a trickster god.
He can kind of do a bunch of different things.
Lots of tricky stuff.
He's moderately
tricky.
tricky. Yeah.
It's our spin-off show, Moderately Tricky.
Moderately tricky. But he's very interesting. Very interesting character.
Yeah.
Not good, not bad. He's there.
Yeah. One of my favorite things is early phase 1 MCU was fun for a lot of different reasons. Most because they weren't taking it as seriously as they are now, but they were also taking it more seriously in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those ways was the original Thor movie.
Right.
Like that movie, it has a lot of problems, has a lot of issues. Not necessarily the one that holds up the most, right?
Right.
Movie that holds up the best, I mean. And there's this one point at the end of Thor where Loki does his like imitation of him, and like Thor thinks he's got him, and like Loki disappears, and then the real Loki comes out and then like stabs Thor in the back.
Uh-huh.
It's always funny to me because like Tom Hiddleston gave a really weird performance where he's like ha ha, and then he like stabs him. He does this like weird ha ha, and it's just every time I see it, it always makes me laugh. He's like ha ha, and then he just stabs him like.
And they do reference that in the trailer too.
Do they? Oh, I guess I didn't see that.
Not necessarily that scene, but
okay.
Like it wouldn't be the first time you stab somebody in the back or something.
Right.
I think that's in the trailer. Where did I see that? I saw it somewhere.
I haven't seen a lot of. I've seen like a lot of like still images and stuff like that, but I haven't actually been able to sit down and watch
the trailer.
Watch the trailer. I've been very busy for a while now.
But I will say, having learned about a little bit more of actual Norse mythology, they do a really good job with Loki.
Mm-hmm.
And because in history or in mythology, he is often needed by the protagonists, but he's like a good and a bad guy all the time. You never know if he's going to betray you, but there's times where you need him to defeat an enemy or, come up with a plan. He was kind of a strategic person in Norse mythology, and I think they do a really good job with portraying that. Tom Hiddleston especially does a good job of kind of keeping that accurate mythology going, and Thor's good too.
Yeah,
in regards to that, but yeah, but I'm really, after listening to that and kind of becoming more accustomed to who Loki is, I'm really excited for this show. Yeah.
Awesome.
Interesting.
Right. Well,
yeah.
All good things must come to an end, but sometimes good things come back, Mitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say your favorite band of all time is?
Oh, I know exactly the band I would choose.
Okay. Which, if you can okay, Mitch, question for you. If you can bring back any band for one reunion, who would it be?
The lead singer is Andy, what's his last name? Andy Dwyer?
Andy Dwyer?
Yeah, Mouse Rat.
Mouse Rat! Dude, Mouse Rat is coming back.
Previously known as Rat Mouse.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm really glad we're not getting Rat Mouse. I would not care at all if we got Rat Mouse. Like,
no.
Rat Mouse sucks.
And I heard one of the tracks is going to be 5,000
candles in the wind.
Yep.
Yeah, so IRL, we are getting a Mouse Rat album. Mouse Rat, the fictional, infamous band from the TV show Parks and Rec.
Which will become reality.
It's just going to become a reality.
I'm excited for it.
I'm excited for it too. I think I might actually get like the vinyl pressing of it.
Yeah.
Because they're making those.
Probably will too. Yeah.
Yeah. Like obviously, so we're going to get 4,000 candles in the wind. 5,000 candles. I hope we get
Sex Hair.
Sex Hair would be a good one. You've got sex hair. No, I really hope we get the Jean-Claude Van Damme song.
Oh yeah.
That they didn't actually put in the show, but I would be lying if I said I don't have that on a YouTube playlist and I listen to it fairly regularly. This is the story of sudden death by Jean-Claude Van Damme. An awesome movie about terrorists and hockey starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah,
it'll be a good one.
Yeah, so I'm hoping we get some good songs on this one. I want minimum 12 tracks.
Minimum.
I
think they should do 2 discs of 12.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think.
You know how some people do that?
Yeah.
They basically release 2 albums at a time.
2 albums. Like the only one that I really got was Red Hot Chili Peppers Stadium Arcadium. They had 2 albums.
Yeah.
It was Mars and Venus, I think is what they called them.
It would kind of be similar to like when an artist comes out, like a big artist that's had a lot of hits, comes out with their number 1 hits album.
Yeah,
it's got like 40 tracks on it.
I don't think this is hyperbole when I say this is as big as if the Beatles got back together and released an album. This is like if Queen got back together and released another album. It's just it's huge.
This is like if Freddie Mercury
came back from the dead. And was like, "Yo, I actually got like another 12 songs that
I've been writing on the other side." And
yeah,
had some, he's probably on the other side writing with Jimi Hendrix and a whole bunch of other people. It's as big as that.
I gotta say, for me personally, there really isn't. I know, this is only me personally, and I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be like, "You're wrong." It happens to me all the time, but I don't really get too excited anymore when it's like, I got a new album coming out. Like, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I don't even need to worry about it. Like, I have Apple Music, so it's just like plus button. Cool, I've got that. I'll listen to it whenever. Like, it's not like an event anymore. You know what I mean? Of like,
this is though.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I do genuinely feel like this is an event of like, I'm going to get like a physical version of this.
Yeah.
So,
Just their logo is so iconic.
it
too.
is. It's great.
I have a T-shirt with it on.
It's
A
funny.
gray one.
It's funny how like dumb the name is, but how good of a band name that is.
Yeah.
Mouse Rat.
And it's Chris Pratt. Everyone loves Chris
Everybody
Pratt.
loves Chris Pratt. I mean, it's gonna be great.
Everyone loves Andy. He's clearly. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts in that show, but he's one of the best. Top five.
He clearly is because they were going to get rid of him.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say we are excited for Mouse Rat.
Mm-hmm.
We want Mouse Rat. I mean, imagine if Mouse Rat went on tour.
Oh my gosh. I'd get tickets.
I would actually get tickets for that. No joke.
Yeah.
I think they should go on tour. Why not?
Why not? That'd be great.
That would be awesome. Be a perfect way to like, hey, COVID's over. Go see Mouse Rat on tour.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder if any of those guys would be down to tour.
I'm sure they would be. Like the only one would probably be Chris Pratt, and that's probably just because he's so busy. But if they did it like a super limited tour, like we're only going to like 6-8 places, whatever, you know, like we're not touring for a year, we're touring for like 2 months.
Or if they did like a smaller production where it was like smaller venues.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be cool too.
That would be really cool. Yeah.
They could probably do a bunch of small venues and charge a bunch.
Yeah, they could.
That way they don't have to get like a giant stage for a stadium and all the lighting. It would just be like an acoustic setup.
Yeah, but I mean, like they're with Universal. Universal Records can pay for that. That's fine. Like Universal Records can.
Yeah, but it's a lot. It's a lot that goes into it.
I know. Yeah, I'm sure
that's the thing. Yeah,
I'm sure there is.
They'd have to rehearse and which they are. Technically, they are doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, excited.
Let's
very
move
excited.
on. Yeah. Mitch, you dropped some news on me today.
I did.
Why don't you talk us through it?
All right, which one was it? Oh, that one.
That one.
The Oompa, that one?
That one.
Okay, cool.
That one.
Yep. All right. So we're getting something that we really needed.
Apparently.
Willy Wonka origin story, I guess.
Yeah. The wonkening, the instead of the awakening, the wonkening.
The wonkening.
The wonkening.
Yeah. But I do need to point out that we did talk about this a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
Not necessarily an origin story, but we talked about how Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory does not need a remake.
No. Or a reboot, or a spin-off, or a cinematic universe.
Doesn't need anything.
We just need anything.
Gene Wilder and the kid that plays Charlie and Grandpa.
I don't even care about Grandpa Joe. Grandpa Joe sucks.
He sucks, but he's been the centerpiece of many really good memes. So it's cool. It's cool to have.
I guess that's fine. I guess we got the memes out of him.
Yeah. So he served a purpose, and he's an iconic figure of history. And I think that it should stay that way.
That's just it. We're done. Real quick, R.I.P. Gene Wilder. Miss you every day, buddy.
And Mel Brooks.
Yeah, Mel Brooks. Well, Mel Brooks is alive.
Did Mel Brooks? Mel Brooks is alive?
Yeah.
Oh, he was dead.
No.
My bad.
He's like really old, but he's still alive.
Yeah.
He's like what? Like I'm guessing he's like 90.
I'm looking him up right now.
Okay, how old is he?
He was born in 26. He's 94 years old.
94 years old.
And he's still alive. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
I was just watching, what's it called? Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, okay.
Season 4 is, and Mel Brooks is in season 4.
Yeah. The only reason why I know he's alive is because Mel Brooks' son, Max Brooks, who wrote the Zombie Survival Guide / World War Z, did like a COVID-19 like PDF or like public service announcement, and was like, stay inside so that when my dad, the famous Mel Brooks, can stay alive.
Right. Did he direct Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Mel Brooks? I don't think so.
I just know I just kind of pair him up with
Gene Wilder. Yeah. They're definitely.
They've done a lot of stuff together.
But I don't know who directed Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Directed by Mel Stewart.
Wow.
Mel Stewart.
Same first name.
Yeah, you're close.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't know he was still alive.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do not need another Willy Wonka.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for a prequel to Willy Wonka and the possibility of a Willy Wonka cinematic universe?
Like a 4.
Oh, okay, that's pretty high. I would like a 2.
I mean, I would say a 1, but it's happening. So I'm like, well,
It's happening.
I probably won't go see it in the theaters.
But it'll be on
unless
HBO Max.
Oh yeah, it'll probably be on HBO Max. So I'll probably just
Watch it on that.
stream it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll need to watch it.
Yeah. This is just one where it's just like, we don't need this. Why are we doing this?
It's something that I didn't know that I didn't want.
Yeah. What do you guys think, moderate listeners? Do you guys want this? Let us know. Are we out of touch? Are we out of touch with the kids? Are the kids the ones demanding this?
Yeah, who's demanding this? Where's the demand?
Yeah. That's
now if I'm gonna throw this out there.
Yeah.
If Jeff Bezos decided to start a chocolate factory and become the real life
Willy Wonka.
Well, he wouldn't need to be in, but he could, he could hire somebody that.
Should he change his name?
Yeah.
To Willy Wonka? Okay. Okay. Not to get you off of this, but I do have a question regarding Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Would you want a Willy Wonka like land in an amusement park?
Yes.
Okay. I was just thinking about this right now, and I was like,
chocolate river and everything.
That'd be pretty cool if we had a Willy Wonka land somewhere.
Sometimes when I'm like fishing, I'll see. Sometimes the river is muddy, and I think of that. I think of the muddy river or the chocolate river.
The chocolate river, yeah.
Yeah, because it looks like chocolate milk.
It looked like mud.
Yeah. Yeah, the chocolate river looks like mud, and the muddy river looks like chocolate. So it's
and the snozberries taste like snozberries.
Snozberries. I got a golden ticket.
I've got a golden twinkle in my eye.
What a lazy piece of work that guy was.
That guy, the nerve of that guy.
Grandpa Joe, you suck.
Grandpa Joe, you've just been smoking in the house and not working, and Mom has been going alone at this. You suck, Grandpa Joe. I hate you.
And somehow you'll land a golden ticket.
And guess what, Grandpa Joe? This ticket was fake, not even real. I just wanted to see if you were faking it.
Yeah.
Boy, howdy, did you prove me right.
It's people like you, Grandpa Joe, that
make
Joe me lose faith in humanity.
Exactly.
Just stay in bed,
Just stay in bed, Grandpa Joe.
Yeah.
I'll get the ticket myself. I don't need your charity money.
You dumb guy. You idiot.
You idiot. What's the other grandpa across the bed? You're my new favorite grandpa now.
Yeah, the one that stayed in bed.
The one that stayed in bed. Also, like, how does that other grandpa feel? Like, very clearly, Grandpa Joe is the favorite grandpa. Like,
yeah, it's kind of unfair that they're all there, and yeah. Like, I had a favorite grandpa, but he wasn't,
But your other grandpa wasn't blatantly aware of it.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, let's
so
move
Charlie's
on.
kind of.
Charlie is putting his love in the wrong place. Let's be real.
And when you're a kid, it's hard to.
Well, it's obvious because the Grandpa Joe's like, hey, I got smoking money, and every once in a while I'll give up a cigarette for you, Charlie, so you can get a chocolate bar. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Grandpa. You're so nice.
The other grandpa's not doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's not putting in his work in the relationship. Grandpa Joe is.
Yep.
That's why he got chosen to go to the chocolate factory.
Just barely, though. Just barely.
Ride in the glass elevator.
Yep. It's a Wonkavator.
All right. So no. Yeah. I'm going to say no to that.
No, there's no demand for it.
I give it a 4 because I am kind of curious, but I'm also like, why?
Yeah.
So.
But speaking of demand, though, and where the demand is, we did get a teaser trailer today, Mitch.
We did.
Brand new teaser trailer for The Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good, man. Looking good.
It did look good.
Am I the only one who got a little excited? I know. Okay, first of all, let me just pause right there. I really hate it when people say, "Am I the only one?" No, you're not the only one. A ton of people thought it. You're not unique. Shut up.
Am I the only one?
And
that
having said that, though, am I the only one who got excited when I saw Robb Stark and Jon Snow in a scene together?
yes, you were.
Okay.
You were the only
I
one.
was the only one. I am unique and different.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I don't know anything about the Eternals.
I know basically nothing.
Yeah, and so I was kind of surprised that first of all, I thought it was going to be like a prequel almost.
Oh yeah.
Like
No.
yeah, like taking place like thousands of years before to kind of show how maybe the Infinity Stones came to be or something. I didn't really know what it was about.
Very clearly takes place after Endgame.
Yeah. It takes place after Endgame. They are also very clearly ancient people.
Yes.
So there might be some backstory with the Infinity Stones or something there as well. But it's taking place in present day.
Present day. I got like a very clear this feels like a DC movie almost. I don't know if you felt that way. Like watching the teaser, like I was like, this feels like something like DC would have done or could have done, but it feels better. Like it feels like a better DC movie.
I got like Doctor Strange vibes.
Okay.
And it's mostly because the one dude looks like Wong.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. That's fair.
I thought it was, and I had to look it up, and it's not.
Okay, yeah.
He looks just like him. But yeah, it looks good. It was cool to see. It was cool to see Kit Harington because he's playing another. Like he's gonna have his own movies later on, right?
I actually have no idea.
He's playing like Black Knight something. Is that his name?
I have no idea. I know nothing about the Eternals.
I heard that he's playing some character, and I think he's going to be getting his own movies later on.
When I say I know very little about the Eternals, what I know is that the Eternals were a comic that came out in like the mid 2000s, and
so
I was like, I should read that, but I never did.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kit Harington, aka Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. He plays the Black Knight. He's better known as the sword-wielding superhero Black Knight. So I don't think he's an Eternal. I think he is a upcoming Marvel superhero.
Okay.
So, and Robb Stark is going to lead the Avengers.
Yeah, I'm actually really cool with Robb Stark leading the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
I do like, I pulled up the Eternals film Wikipedia right here, and it says Kit Harington as Dane Whitman, and it just says a human warrior who wields a mystical sword.
Yep.
And I kind of hate how just that simple sentence makes me go on.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
It looks like the comics. It looks like he's kind of like a King Arthur type of person.
I have a weird weakness for
swords,
mystic swords. Yes.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good. I'm gonna go 9 out of 10. Made me excited for it. Wish it was here already. Can't wait for November. Yeah,
I'm gonna probably do 9 out of 10 as well because
yeah.
I don't know anything about it, so I have no expectations.
That's the other thing too. Is like I'm like I kind of want to read the Eternals. I kind of don't.
Yeah.
I don't think I will. I think I'm gonna not read the Eternals and just go along for the ride on this one.
Right. Same.
But we've got some Spider-Man rumors. Just a quick rumor, really, just a rumor. But it's not even a rumor. It's just some new information we got. Spider-Man: No Way Home, the third Spider-Man movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is using the same VFX teams from both the Raimi Spider-Man trilogy and the Amazing Spider-Man films. So once again, just more evidence of this multiverse.
Right.
So
they're getting the gang back together.
They're getting the band back together, and the band is Rat Mouse.
Rat Mouse.
Mouse Rat.
Mouse Rat.
Mouse
Sex
Rat.
hair.
You got sex hair.
I think we need to start a Mouse Rat tribute band.
Oh, dude, yeah. Man, what would the name be? Oh,
Rat Mouse.
That reminds me. I had
Or Mouse Rat tribute band.
I had a question for you that I wanted to ask when we were talking about that, but then we got sidetracked.
Uh-huh.
So my question for you, because I was like, you're musically talented, you've done that. You're like, what is the name of, like, if you were like in a band and like this is like this band is going to go big, what's the name? What would the name of your band be?
Wait, like if I had a band?
Yeah, if you had a band, you're the lead singer of this band, you're like the main guy. What would the name of the band be?
I've actually thought about this because I've had a couple bands in the last few years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know you've been in a few bands.
I have not been the decider of the name of the band, although I have liked the names of the bands I've been in. What was it? Oh, Firebus.
Firebus.
Yep.
That's a good one.
And I have to tell the story behind it now.
Okay.
Very quick. A few years ago, 2018, my cousin and I decided to buy a old Volkswagen bus.
Okay.
And it was running, it had typical stuff wrong with it. Had a little oil leak, and some of the interior was messed up, so we started working on it. We got quite a few things done with it, and we fixed the oil leak, and we took it out for a test drive. On the way back, my cousin was driving. I was in the passenger side. I start smelling gas, look behind, fire. So we turned into a driveway and called the fire department, which was actually really close to where we were. So they got the fire out pretty quick. And yeah.
What caused the fire?
It was a gas leak, I think.
Okay. What's your cousin's name?
Bo.
Bo started the fire.
Bo started the fire. No, it was a mutual thing. We both started the fire.
Okay.
Mitch and Bo started the fire. I don't think it was our fault. It was just an old bus, and I have no idea how the gas started leaking. But
yeah.
Anyways, that's why I wanted to name a band
Bus Fire. Firebus.
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 Yeah.
That's a good name. I like it.
It's hilarious.
I think it's a good one.
Yeah.
My band name, I've had this name for a while. Really haven't been part of a band though. But my band name would be, I've got a couple ones. Harry and the Potheads. I think that's a good one. There's another one that I had. I can't remember them. I remember Harry and the Potheads. I was pretty proud of that one for a while. But my band name would be Crisis Diverted.
That's a good one.
Yeah. It's for like my mid 2000s, like I don't even know, like that kind of like the Killers, like what kind of like band, like that was like pop rock, but like
almost like punk rock, but not
rock, but like emo
like
rock
pop
too.
rock.
Yeah.
Some people would consider it punk rock. Some people consider it pop rock. Some people consider it something else.
Entirely.
Just pop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Green Day. What do you consider Green Day?
Yeah, like I think it's
same
pop,
kind of thing. Right?
Yeah, pop punk with like a little emo-ness in there, Yeah.
A
little sprinkle of emo. But yeah, Crisis Diverted was my band name for a bit that I wanted.
Yeah. Crisis Diverted.
Yeah.
You could open for Firebus.
Oh, or maybe Firebus can open for Crisis Diverted. I don't know.
Yeah, either way.
I'm cool either one.
Yeah.
I got some breaking news right now, Mitch. I know this is the first time ever we've gotten breaking news twice, but literally my phone just buzzed while we were talking about this.
This is live.
This is live, people. This is live. We're doing it live.
This was not 3 days ago.
We're doing it live. Writer Patrick Burley, who acted as story consultant on Ant-Man and the Wasp, is now officially credited as writer on Eternals.
Wow. So he's
So
making it big.
making a big name. I'm just wondering if we are going to get some. It'd be weird, but maybe like we might get some quantum stuff going on.
Quantumania?
Quantum, yeah, maybe it somehow links to Quantum Mania.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering. They are reusing writers. I'm wondering how it's all going to connect with the Eternals. I'm very excited to see where it goes.
Right.
And our last little bit of news, Mitch, you want to take it away from here?
Sure. Let's see. What is it? Sebastian Stan will continue to play Winter Soldier or maybe White Wolf.
White Wolf.
Don't know what they're going to call him in the future. As long as they keep calling him. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I mean, I'm not excited, but I'm happy about that. Yeah, I think give Sebastian Stan a solo movie.
Mm-hmm.
Do whatever. I'm sold on Bucky.
Yeah. I think if they just keep doing the TV series, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Just keep him in there and keep it going.
I am sold on it.
I do have one more thing.
One more thing.
This is very small as well, but the Fantastic Four rumors of John Krasinski and his wife, Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt. She has kind of debunked her involvement. She did not quite debunk John Krasinski's involvement and in being in the Fantastic Four. So but we haven't heard anything about that movie at all.
Yeah, we've heard virtually nothing. The most we've heard about this movie is a number 4 logo.
Right.
But yeah, it's really interesting. She was originally offered the role of Black Widow. And,
oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and she's talked about how she has like regretted passing on it. And I wonder if she's just saying this to stifle the rumors. I wonder if she's saying this because she's being legit. I mean, unfortunately, with these kind of things, you have to you can't take them at face value.
Right.
When you got Andrew Garfield, it's like, oh, I don't know, I'm not Spider-Man. It's like, dude, you were in.
They never called me.
You were in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't really take these things at face value. So I don't know. I mean, I want to say it sounds like she's not interested in the role, but you never know.
Yeah, you never do know.
You never know. So I'm gonna say 60% chance she is not going to play Susan Storm, aka Invisigirl.
Yeah, I'll just go right ahead and agree with that.
Yeah.
I still would like to see John Krasinski.
I would love to see John Krasinski.
Reed Richards.
It's crazy because she was supposed to be, like we said, Black Widow, and John Krasinski tried out for audition for Captain America.
Right.
So what could have been, huh?
Yeah. And I think people are putting them together in this particular casting because they're married.
Yeah, makes sense.
And we know from the previous Fantastic Four movies that they do get married and have a thing. So
yeah, they got to have chemistry. They've got to have chemistry.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we've seen that chemistry in A Quiet Place.
Yep.
Quiet Place 2. It was very quiet.
Quiet Place 2 out. I haven't seen it yet, but
yeah, I haven't seen that either. I heard it was really good.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it. So, all right, let's wrap it up right now, Mitch. You got any questions you want to leave us with?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So we talked about. You asked me what my 5 favorite fantasy swords are.
Yes.
I want to ask you a more broad question.
Okay.
Or fictional swords, sorry. It doesn't have to be fantasy. It can be anything. What are your 5 favorite fictional weapons?
Okay.
Doesn't have to be swords, but it can be.
Okay.
But you can also bring in guns, spears, shields.
All right. I will have that.
Laser eyes.
Laser eyes. Golden guns.
Golden guns. Yeah, through history, what are your favorite weapons?
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
Think about it.
Fictional weapons or real weapons?
Fictional.
Okay.
As far as okay.
like
Yeah.
you've seen in a movie or something. Like,
I mean, if it's like a real gun that someone uses in a movie, yeah,
right,
that works.
That works, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, I like the M60.
Right.
Right.
But like
right.
Indiana Jones whip, it's like a whip is a real weapon.
That's the real thing. Yeah.
But
I got you.
Indiana Jones is much more iconic, right?
Yes.
Or Catwoman's.
Or Catwoman's whip. Yeah, I like that one
Yeah.
too. That's a good one.
Right.
Yeah. All right. I will have that for you next week.
All right. Sounds good.
And for our listeners, we're going to be releasing a special super short episode in the next little bit.
Yep.
If you can, please give that a listen to. It'd really help us out.
Yep.
And
It's going to give us, it'll give you a little taste of our book club that's coming up and what to expect there.
Exactly.
Make sure you give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter.
Like and subscribe. If you haven't already, leave us a review. Write a review for us.
Yep.
It takes you no time at all. I mean, it takes you a little bit of time, but you get what I'm trying to say here. Come on, I'm walking here.
Yeah. Yeah, just, support us if you like what we do. That'll help. It'll help us know what we can do better.
It will help us a lot.
Yep.
Anything else we need to...
No.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Until then, guys, I am Aaron.
And I am Mitch.
Mitch, make sure to tip your lifeguard.
I always
Bye-bye.
do. Bye.
Bye.